Good evening, judges. Me and my teammates present to you the Renewable Energy Finder.
Our project description. This AI model allows users to choose the most optimal source of renewable energy. Kurnool in Andhra Pradesh is currently the site of the world's largest single location solar park, which has a potential capacity of 1000 megawatts. We would like to encourage more of these facilities. Our problem statement. Our model aligns with and addresses the UN SDG of climate action. It is imperative to use renewable sources of energy efficiently, which will reduce 90% of emissions and will keep the global temperature and will allow and it will not allow the global temperature to rise beyond 2 degrees. And it also averts catastrophic climate change. We chose climate action as this is one of the biggest problems that the world is facing today. If the correct actions are not taken now, it may be too late.
The resources we are using are as follows: Python for code and Google Maps for getting data. Python and Google Maps have been used in such a way that it is beneficial. The reason we believe that our idea is very creative.
The solution aims to help the environment and the people. If more people are convinced to switch to renewable sources of energy, the strain on the non renewable sources of energy would be reduced. This is a small step in the many to come to help restore the planet to its former self. This AI model will take a person's location and recommend the nearest renewable energy plant. In addition, it shall give the consumer an insight of the options, cost of installation, and other necessary information.
Commercial viability. The initial cost of setting up plants might be a little high, but over the time, the economies of scale shall bring down the cost of production. Ethical consideration. We are prepared to face some obstacles initially as consumers might not be comfortable sharing their location. To mitigate this risk, we will use specialized tools to protect the interest of consumers in the future. In the future, we would also like to develop this AI model into an app which will help India and all of the world eventually.
Technical complexity. This AI model uses a text data set that we have combined through Google Maps, and hopefully going by the 2027 blueprint, India will have 275 gigawatts of from renewable energy.
This is a demo of how our AI solution works. First, the AI takes the user's address and it finds the user's latitude and longitude. Then the AI finds the distance between the user and each energy plant that is in the dataset and stores these distances in the data. The data is then sorted in terms of the distance. This means that the row with the lowest distance would be on top and the row with the highest distance would be on the bottom. Lastly, the AI displays all of the data to the user from the nearest to furthest plant so that the user can contact or go to the renewable energy plant. Now on your screen is what the user sees when they are using the AI.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice concept again. No question from my side.
Judges, any question? From
It's actually a very good concept because right now renewable energy is one of the hottest area in the Europe as well. So few of my friends have dived into the renewable energy business, and this is something really useful. So I know this is right now you are doing it more for India, and it's really amazing that what you have brought in. So probably just try to enhance it more as soon as you get to learn into it and try to explore more AI models into it, what you can use to make it much more simplified, and it could be used worldwide rather than just being in India. So it's a very good concept. So I don't have any question, but this was just a suggestion I give.
I join with other judges. It's a great idea. And the only thing I'm just thinking through, I left India almost 23 years ago. So I don't know how the power sector, the energy sector works in India. but this concept could be a disruptive model in India, because if I still understand, it's supplied through the National Electricity Board. I'm from Madras, from Chennai. So I remember that it's a Tamil Nadu State Electricity Department who gives you the electricity. So maybe this kind of concept could really be a disruptive to tell the government to think outside of the box and really say, hey, listen, it doesn't have to go through one provider. We could come up with multiple providers and then create a competition and also promote sustainable energy, which is very common in the Europe and other parts of the world where you've got multiple providers and you can drive them through. So yeah, I would say, think about it. It's a great concept, develop it, but also think a little bit outside about how you could influence policymakers in getting more from a climate action and also from a viability perspective. Thanks.